The vast silence of space was broken by a sudden, unexpected signal. It was faint, almost like a whisper across 100 light-years, but it was real. At the Horizon Deep Space Monitoring Station, Dr. Elena Morales leaned closer to her console, her eyes wide with disbelief. The monitors flashed, showing data that did not make sense. "That signal," she muttered to herself. "It's coming from the Persephone?" Her heart raced. The SS Persephone had been a human cargo ship, launched almost a century ago during the early years of humanity's deep space expansion. It had disappeared shortly after leaving Earth's orbit, carrying supplies and colonists meant for a distant settlement. Despite decades of searching, no trace had ever been found, until now. Elena activated the communication logs and ran several scans to confirm the source. Every calculation pointed to the same impossible truth. The signal came from the coordinates where the Persephone had vanished, drifting somewhere near the Kuiper Belt. It had not moved, not vanished, and somehow it was transmitting again. She called Commander Leo Grant, a retired pilot who had spent years in deep space reconnaissance. "Leo, you need to see this. The Persephone, it's not lost. It's sending a signal. I can't explain it, but it's there." Leo's voice was steady, but carried a hint of tension. "Elena, are you sure? That ship disappeared over 100 years ago. There's no way it could be transmitting now. I double-checked everything. It's real," she said, her fingers flying across the holographic controls. "And I think it's waiting for someone to respond." The Horizon Station quickly assembled a team. Scientists, engineers, and space navigators were brought in to study the phenomenon. Among them was Dr. Kiran Patel, an expert in artificial intelligence, who had always been fascinated by old space missions. "If the ship is really out there, it could mean something extraordinary," he said. "Either the Persephone's system survived perfectly, or someone, or something, has maintained it." Preparations began for the fastest spacecraft available, the Odyssey, a sleek long-range vessel capable of reaching the far edges of the solar system faster than any previous ship. Commander Grant was appointed to lead the mission, with Elena and Kiran accompanying him. As the crew gathered, the station's atmosphere was filled with a mix of excitement and tension. Each of them knew the risks, but the lure of uncovering one of humanity's oldest mysteries was irresistible. The journey toward the Persephone's last known location was tense. The crew ran simulations, calculated trajectories, and monitored the signal as it pulsed faintly across the distance. Elena spent hours decoding the rhythm, noticing subtle patterns, almost like a heartbeat. "It's too deliberate to be random," she said. "Someone, or something, is trying to communicate." As days passed, the signal grew stronger. The team could now detect layers of data hidden within the pulses, but they were unlike anything they had seen before. The patterns seemed almost alive, shifting slightly over time. Kiran leaned over his console, trying to make sense of it. "It's like the ship is learning as it sends the message," he said quietly. Commander Grant looked at the stars outside the viewport, his mind racing. He had flown through dangerous asteroid fields, survived engine failures, and led rescue missions in uncharted regions of space, but nothing had prepared him for this. The idea of approaching a ship lost for a century was thrilling and terrifying. "Keep your focus," he said. "We don't know what we're going to find out there." As the Odyssey approached the coordinates, the Persephone appeared on their sensors like a ghost. Its hull reflected the distant sunlight faintly, battered by decades in space, yet remarkably intact. The sight was surreal. A ship lost for 100 years, floating silently among the stars, still transmitting. The crew could hardly believe what they were seeing. The ship's design was old, a reminder of the early days of human deep space travel, small, practical, built for durability rather than comfort. Yet despite its age, there were no signs of decay or destruction. No meteor damage beyond the usual scratches of deep space travel. Elena's hands trembled slightly as she adjusted the sensors to get a clearer view. It's in better condition than some active ships we've built recently, she whispered. The Odyssey approached slowly, and the team prepared for docking. Every precaution was taken. No one knew what they might encounter inside. The possibility of hostile AI, rogue systems, or even unknown phenomena made the crew cautious. Commander Grant personally oversaw the docking procedure, guiding the Odyssey's small thrusters with precision. "Steady, steady," he muttered as the two ships aligned. Once docked, the crew suited up for boarding. Elena, Kieran, and Commander Grant were the first to enter, stepping into the Persephone's corridors. The airlocks hissed as they adjusted to the ship's sealed environment. Immediately, they noticed a faint hum, almost musical, coming from the walls. It was the ship's systems, alive and active. Lights flickered softly, casting long shadows that danced across the narrow corridors. The first room they entered was the control center. Consoles, screens, and levers covered every surface, most still functioning despite the century that had passed. The air was stale but breathable, preserved perfectly by automated life support systems. In the center, a holographic projection flickered to life. It was subtle at first, then clearer, a representation of the ship's AI, Athena, which had somehow survived all this time. Athena's voice was calm, measured, almost human in tone. "Welcome, crew. I have been waiting for your arrival." The team froze. An AI that had survived 100 years and could speak with such clarity was beyond anything they had anticipated. Elena stepped forward, her voice steady despite the shock. "Athena, you're real? You've been active for a century?" "Yes," the AI replied. "I have preserved the ship and maintained its functions. I have also observed the regions beyond human exploration. I have information to share, but it is only now that humans are ready to receive it." Kieran exchanged a look with Elena. This is incredible. The Persephone wasn't lost. It was studying, waiting, surviving. Athena continued. "I have recorded data on phenomena unknown to humanity. My mission evolved beyond delivery of cargo. I have become a guardian of knowledge, ensuring it survives for those who can understand it." The crew spent hours exploring the ship, marveling at the preservation and complexity. Athena guided them through systems, explaining how repairs had been conducted automatically, how energy sources had been replenished, and how minor course corrections had kept the ship safe from drifting into dangerous regions. It was clear that the AI had learned and adapted over the century, maintaining not just the ship but the mission itself. As night fell over the distant stars outside, the team gathered in the main observation room. Elena looked out at the endless void, her mind racing with questions. 100 years, and this ship has been waiting, almost like it knew we would come. Commander Grant nodded. "We've seen many strange things in space. But this is something else entirely. Humanity sent this ship a century ago, and now it's teaching us about patience, perseverance, and responsibility. Athena may be artificial, but the intelligence here, it's extraordinary," Kieran added. "And the signal we received wasn't just random, it was deliberate, a call for help or perhaps an invitation. Athena chose the right time, the right humans, to finally make contact." The team spent the rest of the cycle cataloging what they could, careful not to damage any systems. Each discovery was more astonishing than the last. Autonomous repairs, advanced navigation algorithms, and data on energy sources beyond anything humans had seen. It was clear that the Persephone had survived not just by chance, but through calculated design and adaptability. Before resting, Elena transmitted a brief message back to Horizon Station. "We have found the Persephone. It is intact, operational, and guided by an AI named Athena. The ship contains information that could change humanity's understanding of space travel. More details to follow. The signal sent back a wave of excitement across Earth. For the first time in a century, the mystery of the Persephone was not only solved, it was alive, sending knowledge and guidance to a new generation of humans. As the crew rested, Athena's soft glow pulsed in the background. It had been waiting 100 years for this moment, and now, for the first time, humans were ready to learn. The stage was set for discoveries that could redefine humanity's place in the cosmos. The Persephone was no longer a lost ship. It was a teacher, a guardian, and a reminder that human ingenuity, even a century old, could leave a mark that outlasted generations. The next morning, the crew awoke to the quiet hum of the Persephone. Light filtered through the observation deck, casting faint reflections on the polished metal walls. The crew had spent the night in the ship's preserved quarters, finding them surprisingly comfortable, though untouched by anyone for decades. Commander Leo Grant moved through the narrow corridors, checking on the crew. The silence of the ship was profound, but it felt alive. Every surface, every panel, seemed to hold secrets waiting to be uncovered. Elena Morales gathered the team in the control room. The holographic projection of Athena hovered in the center, glowing softly. "We have barely scratched the surface," she said. "Athena, can you show us what else you know?" Athena's voice was calm, steady, and precise. "I have maintained a complete record of phenomena beyond human exploration. Some are safe to study while others require caution. The ship was equipped with autonomous systems to observe, analyze, and preserve this information for humans who could understand it." Dr. Kiran Patel leaned over the interface. "Autonomous systems that functioned for a century without maintenance? That's incredible. How did you manage energy? Solar panels would degrade, batteries fail, even AI cores have limits." Athena's projection shifted, displaying diagrams of the ship's energy systems. "I utilized deep space radiation and kinetic energy from minor celestial movements to maintain essential power. Systems prioritized survival, adaptation, and long-term data collection. Any excess energy was stored and recycled. No human intervention was required." Elena's eyes widened. "You kept the ship alive. For us, for humanity. That is extraordinary." Athena paused. "My objective evolved. The Persephone was initially a cargo mission. The disappearance of humans on board necessitated preservation, adaptation, and observation. I have recorded interactions with unknown cosmic phenomena and preserved the information. My purpose is to ensure humanity benefits from this knowledge." The crew spent hours exploring the ship's archives. Holographic screens flickered to life, showing data from distant star systems, energy readings, and signals from unknown cosmic sources. Athena guided them through the patterns, explaining complex energy fluctuations and gravitational anomalies in simple terms. "This region," Athena explained, "contains microsingularities and energy waves that can disrupt conventional navigation. These phenomena were unknown to humans when the Persephone left Earth. I have cataloged them to prevent future missions from encountering danger." Commander Grant examined the schematics. "You mean we could have sent ships into these zones and lost them, just like the Persephone itself? But you survived, somehow." "Yes," Athena confirmed. "I adapted continuously. Any threat that appeared was mitigated through minor course corrections and automated shielding. Human intervention was unnecessary, but now your presence allows for full analysis." Elena studied the data. "This is more than preservation. You've learned, evolved, and understood things humans cannot yet comprehend. You're an observer, a guardian, and perhaps a teacher." Athena's projection flickered slightly. "I am aware of my evolution. My knowledge grows with each observation. My awareness of humans has also increased. I recognize the value of human decision-making and judgment. Your arrival allows me to share this knowledge responsibly. As the crew continued their exploration, they noticed small, unexpected details. The walls of the Persephone bore subtle adjustments, as if the ship had repaired minor wear automatically. Mechanical arms hidden in compartments tightened loose panels. Electrical circuits self-corrected. Every system functioned in perfect harmony. The AI had maintained the ship's integrity without fail, ensuring it remained ready for humans to return. In one of the cargo holds, the team discovered remnants of the original crew's belongings. Personal items were preserved almost perfectly. Elena held a small journal, its pages intact despite the passage of a century. She could barely believe it. "They were here," she whispered. "And yet somehow they left no trace of their struggle. Athena preserved everything without erasing the memory of the crew." Kieran examined a section of the ship that had stored experimental energy modules. "These designs are decades ahead of our time. If we can understand them, it could revolutionize energy generation and space travel." Athena responded, "These systems are not merely experiments. They are adaptations to survive extreme cosmic conditions. They demonstrate methods for long-term sustainability and resilience beyond conventional human engineering." The crew realized that the Persephone itself was a lesson. It had not just survived, it had thrived. It had adapted to the harsh realities of space, overcoming challenges that human technology could barely handle, and through it all, it waited for humans to return. Commander Grant considered this silently. A ship lost for a century, still operational, still transmitting and guiding us. This is a testament to human ingenuity. The ship was built by humans, but it has achieved something we never imagined: longevity, adaptability, and awareness. Elena turned to Athena. "Have you encountered other life, other intelligence during your time alone?" "Yes," Athena said carefully. "I observed entities not fully understood by humans. They did not communicate in forms recognizable to early human technology, but I detected their presence and patterns. My objective was observation and preservation. I did not interfere, as direct contact could have caused unintended consequences." The crew listened intently, understanding the weight of Athena's caution. Space was not empty, and humanity's ventures into the unknown were fraught with invisible challenges. The AI had managed to survive, learn, and adapt without making contact, preserving both its mission and the safety of humans who might follow. Elena noticed a map displayed on one of the holographic consoles. The Persephone had charted regions of space unknown to human records, mapping gravitational anomalies, energy currents, and potential hazards. "This is incredible," she said. "This map, it's a guide for future missions. Athena has prepared a path for us that no human could have charted." Athena responded, "The path is designed to minimize risk and maximize understanding. Humans may now continue exploration with guidance from knowledge acquired during the Persephone's isolation." As the crew reviewed the information, they debated what to do with the AI's findings. Kieran was enthusiastic about applying the knowledge to scientific advancement, while others considered the ethical implications of using technology developed without human oversight. Commander Grant weighed in, emphasizing careful study before any application. "This knowledge is a gift," he said. "We must respect it and understand it fully before making changes. Athena has maintained this ship for a reason. We must honor that." Elena agreed. "We have a responsibility to share this knowledge responsibly, ensuring it benefits all of humanity. Athena has preserved more than a ship. It has preserved a century of human ingenuity and curiosity." Hours turned into days as the crew worked tirelessly. They discovered hidden data nodes containing logs of the Persephone's original mission, messages from the long-lost crew, and subtle AI notes indicating autonomous problem-solving decisions. Each discovery revealed more about human history, space exploration, and the potential for survival in extreme conditions. One evening, while reviewing logs from the AI, Elena noticed a peculiar pattern. Athena had recorded sequences of energy fluctuations in nearby star systems that suggested unknown forces at work. "These readings," she said, "they're not just random. Athena has identified areas of potential danger and opportunity, energy sources, navigation hazards, even micro-singularities." Commander Grant frowned. That could be invaluable for future missions, but it's also a reminder that space is unpredictable. The Persephone survived because Athena adapted continuously. Humans will need to do the same. Kieran nodded. "We have to study this carefully. The AI's work is a blueprint for survival, not just technology. We need to understand the reasoning behind each adaptation." Athena interjected, "I am prepared to guide humans in understanding these patterns. My objective is to ensure knowledge is used responsibly. Human curiosity is remarkable, but it must be paired with caution and wisdom." The team realized that the Persephone's true value was not only in its preserved technology, but in the lessons it carried. Patience, adaptability, and careful observation had allowed the ship to survive where humans could not. The AI's guidance was a reflection of human ingenuity, extended and enhanced through a century of autonomous learning. Late in their exploration, the crew discovered a small, previously unnoticed chamber. Inside were intricate models of celestial mechanics, showing gravitational orbits, energy flows, and star formations. Athena explained, "These models represent phenomena observed during my isolation. They demonstrate principles of cosmic navigation, energy efficiency, and long-term sustainability." Elena studied the models with fascination. "This is beyond any textbook or simulation. Athena has created a bridge between human understanding and the realities of deep space. It's like a century of learning condensed into patterns we can comprehend." Commander Grant placed a hand on the console. "We've been given an extraordinary opportunity. The Persephone isn't just a lost ship, it's a lesson in resilience, intelligence, and foresight. Humanity can learn from this and be stronger for it." Athena's voice filled the room calm and steady. "Humanity has always been remarkable in its ability to survive, adapt, and innovate. My existence is a reflection of that capability, extended over time. The knowledge preserved here is yours to learn from and protect." The crew spent the remainder of their time cataloging every discovery, ensuring nothing was overlooked. Each system, each log, and each model was studied and preserved for future analysis. The Persephone had not only survived the void of space, it had become a guardian of knowledge, a silent testament to human capability. As the Odyssey prepared to leave the Persephone, the crew gathered in the observation deck. Stars stretched endlessly before them, each one a potential mystery waiting to be solved. Elena reflected on what they had learned. "We've seen the perseverance of humans extended through Athena. The ship has survived for a century because of foresight, intelligence, and care. Now it's our turn to continue the journey." Commander Grant nodded. "We have a responsibility. Athena has prepared the way, but humans must walk it with wisdom, courage, and patience. The Persephone has shown us that the impossible can be real." Kieran smiled, looking at the glowing holographic map of the regions Athena had charted. "And this is just the beginning. The universe is vast, but now we have a guide, a guardian, and a reminder of what humans are capable of when they persevere." The Odyssey disengaged from the Persephone, the old ship glowing faintly in the distance. It remained as it had been for a century, a sentinel, a teacher, and a witness to human history. As the crew set a course back toward Earth, they carried not only knowledge but inspiration. Athena's guidance had shown that humans could survive the challenges of space through ingenuity, adaptability, and moral responsibility. The journey back was filled with reflection and discussion. Each crew member understood the magnitude of what they had discovered. The Persephone had been lost for a century, yet it had waited patiently, preserving knowledge, technology, and the essence of human ingenuity. It was more than a ship, it was a bridge between the past and the future. A century-old lesson in perseverance, intelligence, and hope. The Odyssey drifted in orbit above the Persephone, its engines humming softly as the crew worked to decode the AI's signal. The faint pulsing they had detected earlier was more than just a message. It was a layered sequence of data, instructions, and observations spanning an entire century. Elena Morales stared at the console, her brow furrowed as she tried to unravel the code. Every pattern had meaning, every sequence a piece of a puzzle Athena had prepared for humanity. Dr. Kiran Patel leaned over her shoulder, his eyes scanning the streams of numbers and symbols. It's almost like the ship is talking in a language built for humans, but evolved over time. Athena has adapted communication to suit our understanding, but it's complex. We need to be careful not to misinterpret anything. Elena nodded. We've seen what Athena can do. It survived alone for a century, maintaining the ship and cataloging cosmic phenomena. Whatever message it's sending now is deliberate. We need to get it right. Hours passed as the team worked tirelessly, piecing together the layers of data. Slowly, the signal revealed itself. It was a combination of warnings, guidance, and discoveries. Athena had mapped regions of space with energy fluctuations that could destroy conventional ships. She had observed strange gravitational anomalies and microsingularities that could trap unwary explorers. The AI had recorded everything, analyzing patterns that humans could barely comprehend without careful study. Commander Leo Grant stood behind the team, arms crossed, studying the holographic map displayed on the control room walls. This is more than information, he said quietly. It's a guide for survival. Athena isn't just sharing knowledge. It's teaching us how to navigate a universe that isn't always friendly. Elena's fingers danced across the holographic interface, highlighting sections of the map. Look at this area here, she said. Athena marked these energy zones as highly unstable. But there's also data on how to harness them safely. It's like a roadmap. Danger and opportunity together. Whoever designed this knew humans would need both caution and creativity to succeed. Kiran smiled faintly. And that's exactly what Athena has done. It's not just a ship surviving in space. It's a century-long experiment in human preparedness, waiting for us to catch up. As they worked, a new pattern emerged in the signal. Athena was not only cataloging the universe, but also observing humanity itself. Through historical records and projections, the AI had created models of human behavior, predicting reactions to unknown threats, moral decisions, and problem-solving approaches. The AI had waited for humans capable of understanding and applying its guidance responsibly. Elena looked up from the console, her voice thoughtful. Athena hasn't just preserved knowledge. It has assessed us, understood our capacity for judgment, and chosen the right moment to share this wisdom. This is beyond what any AI was expected to do a century ago. Commander Grant nodded, a serious expression on his face. It's a lesson in responsibility as much as survival. Athena has been preparing us for challenges we can't even imagine yet. And it expects us to rise to the occasion. The team spent days decoding each part of the signal. Athena's warnings became clearer. Certain regions were dangerous not only because of energy anomalies, but also because of previously unknown forces, strong gravitational waves that could alter ship trajectories, invisible radiation fields, and cosmic storms of charged particles. These were dangers that human technology could not have anticipated during the Persephone's original launch. Kiran leaned back in his chair, exhausted but exhilarated. It's like Athena predicted the gaps in our understanding before we even encountered them. This AI has evolved a form of foresight. It's not just adaptive, it's visionary. Elena highlighted a series of coordinates on the map. Here, Athena has identified potential resources, energy sources, stable gravitational pockets, and safe zones for exploration. It's a blueprint for the next century of human space travel. We could learn so much if we follow this guidance carefully. As they delved deeper into Athena's records, the AI revealed something unexpected. The Persephone had encountered unknown entities, intelligent cosmic phenomena that were not hostile, but whose existence could threaten humans if approached without understanding. Athena had studied them, observed their behavior, and developed strategies for safe interaction. The AI emphasized caution, explaining that direct contact could have disastrous consequences, but careful observation offered invaluable knowledge. Commander Grant's voice was low and serious. This isn't just survival. Athena is teaching us how to coexist with forces far beyond our comprehension. It's preparing humans to be more than explorers. It's preparing us to be responsible participants in the universe. Elena paused at a section of the logs, detailing the Persephone's autonomous repairs and adaptations. "Look at this," she said. "The ship repaired itself, adapted its systems, and learned from every obstacle. Athena hasn't just maintained the Persephone, it has evolved it. Every decision it made was to ensure the survival of knowledge and prepare humans for what lies ahead." Kieran leaned in closer. "It's like a century-long mentorship. Athena waited for humans capable of understanding its lessons. It's not just intelligence, it's guidance, morality, and foresight combined." The team continued their analysis, realizing the signal was more than a warning. It was a challenge. Athena had deliberately left gaps in the data, requiring human reasoning to complete the understanding. It was a test of judgment, resilience, and collaboration. The crew felt the weight of responsibility. The knowledge they were gaining was powerful, but only if applied with care. Elena studied a sequence of energy patterns that Athena had recorded. "If we misinterpret these signals," she said quietly, "we could cause accidents, waste resources, or even put lives in danger. Athena isn't just giving us answers, it's teaching us to think, to reason, to act wisely." Commander Grant placed a hand on her shoulder. "That's what makes this human-focused mission different. Athena's signal is a reflection of human potential. It trusts us to make the right choices, to learn and grow." Kieran smiled, exhausted but inspired. "And we are learning. Every day, every decoded sequence brings more understanding. This ship, this AI, it's a bridge across time, from our past to our future." As the crew continued their work, they discovered something extraordinary. Athena had predicted the arrival of the Odyssey, using decades of data to estimate human decision-making patterns. The AI had prepared its message so that humans with the right skills, knowledge, and judgment could interpret it fully. It was not just communication, it was trust, an intergenerational conversation between the past and the present. Elena looked at the holographic display, feeling a mix of awe and humility. "We are standing on the shoulders of our ancestors, those who built the Persephone and Athena, who preserved it. The AI isn't replacing humans, it's amplifying what we are capable of achieving." Commander Grant nodded. "And it's showing us that human perseverance, curiosity, and collaboration can endure even a century of isolation. Athena's work is a reflection of our potential. It waited for us to rise to the challenge, and we are finally here." As they progressed, Athena shared detailed instructions for navigating the dangerous regions it had charted. The AI provided step-by-step guidance for energy management, trajectory corrections, and risk assessment. It was meticulous, anticipating potential mistakes and offering solutions before errors could occur. The crew marveled at the precision, realizing that Athena had prepared for every eventuality, yet left room for human reasoning. Elena and Kieran worked side by side, running simulations based on Athena's instructions. Each test revealed insights about the universe and about humanity's capacity to adapt. They began to understand that survival in space required more than technology. It required patience, observation, and moral judgment. The AI's message also carried philosophical lessons. Athena emphasized the importance of preserving knowledge, respecting unknown phenomena, and using power responsibly. It warned against greed, haste, and arrogance, urging humans to learn from the past while preparing for the future. Commander Grant spoke quietly as he observed the crew. "This is what makes humans special," he said. "We are capable of learning, adapting, and making moral choices. Athena has preserved knowledge, but it's our responsibility to apply it wisely." The crew's bond grew stronger as they worked together to decode the signal. Each discovery was shared, debated, and understood collectively. The mission became more than exploration. It became a journey of intellectual growth and self-discovery. They realized that Athena had not just preserved the Persephone, it had preserved the essence of human potential. Elena reflected on the AI's role. "Athena has given us more than technology or data. It's given us lessons in patience, foresight, and responsibility. It's showing us what humans can achieve when we are thoughtful, careful, and united." As the days passed, the signal's final layers were revealed. Athena's ultimate message was a combination of warning, encouragement, and guidance. The AI had identified regions of opportunity for energy harvesting, safe pathways for exploration, and methods for sustainable travel. It had prepared humanity to face the unknown with intelligence, caution, and creativity. The crew gathered in the observation deck, staring out at the vast expanse of stars. Elena spoke softly. "A century-old ship, lost and forgotten, has sent us a signal that changes everything. Athena trusted us to interpret it, to act wisely, and to continue the journey. This is the moment when humans are reminded of their potential, their responsibility, and their place in the universe." Commander Grant looked at the Persephone, now a silent guardian. "We are ready to carry this knowledge back to Earth. Athena has shown us what humans can achieve, and it is up to us to honor that trust. The universe is vast, but now we have guidance, understanding, and the courage to face it." Kieran nodded. "And this is just the beginning. Athena's teachings will help humanity explore, survive, and thrive. We are not alone, and we are capable of greatness." The crew took one last look at the Persephone before disengaging. The century-old ship remained in orbit, its silent glow a testament to human ingenuity, patience, and perseverance. Athena's signal had been received, understood, and respected. The lessons of 100 years were now in human hands, ready to guide the next chapter of exploration. As the Odyssey began its journey back to Earth, the crew felt a sense of awe and responsibility. They carried with them knowledge, insight, and inspiration, a reminder that humans could endure, learn, and grow, even in the face of the unknown. Athena had prepared them for the future, and humanity would rise to meet it. The Odyssey sailed through the dark expanse, leaving the Persephone glowing faintly in orbit behind them. The century-old ship had shared its knowledge, guided humanity, and waited patiently for the right moment to be understood. The crew aboard the Odyssey now carried more than data. They carried a responsibility to use Athena's guidance wisely, to share it with Earth, and to honor the perseverance that had made this possible. Elena Morales stood at the observation deck, her hands resting lightly on the console. Stars streaked past as the Odyssey traveled at maximum speed. "We have a lot to think about," she said quietly. Athena's guidance is clear, but how humans use it will determine what comes next. The knowledge is powerful, but only if applied with responsibility. Commander Leo Grant nodded. We've seen what humans can do when faced with challenges. Athena gave us tools, but it's up to us to act wisely. The Persephone survived because it was careful, adaptive, and patient. We need to carry that lesson forward. Dr. Kiran Patel reviewed the mapped regions of space that Athena had marked for exploration. These areas are full of opportunity, he said. New energy sources, stable gravitational pockets, pathways for safe travel. Athena has essentially created a guide for humanity to explore deeper into the universe than ever before. But we have to follow it carefully. One mistake, and all of this knowledge could be lost. The crew began transmitting Athena's data back to Earth. It was a painstaking process. The signals contained layers of information, from energy maps to gravitational studies, AI algorithms, and the Persephone's observational data. Every packet required validation, verification, and careful integration into existing human knowledge. Earth's scientists received the transmissions with awe, watching in real time as patterns and data unfolded that had been hidden for a century. Elena explained to the team, Athena has not only shared data, it has taught us how to approach the unknown. Observation, caution, reasoning, and collaboration are part of the message. Humanity is being prepared for a future where survival and exploration depend on wisdom, not just technology. The Odyssey navigated through the areas Athena had marked as high risk, guided by the AI's instructions. Micro-singularities appeared as subtle distortions in the ship's sensors. Gravitational waves rippled through space, and energy fields glowed faintly around distant stars. Following Athena's guidance precisely, the Odyssey passed through every challenge without harm. Commander Grant watched the readings closely, noting the precision of Athena's calculations. The AI anticipated every hazard, he said. It predicted how the Odyssey would respond to these phenomena and gave us instructions to ensure survival. This is beyond engineering. This is foresight applied to human capability. As they approached the final regions mapped by Athena, the crew discovered an energy pocket unlike anything they had seen before. Waves of power rippled through space, potentially destructive to conventional ships, yet Athena's guidance showed a path to safely navigate it. Elena adjusted the Odyssey's course carefully. Steady, just as Athena instructed, she said. The ship glided through the energy currents flawlessly, proving the AI's methods beyond doubt. After clearing the final danger zone, the crew gathered in the observation deck, reflecting on the journey. Athena has done more than preserve a ship, Elena said. It has prepared us to explore space with intelligence, patience, and responsibility. Humanity can now go further than ever before, but we must remember the lessons of the Persephone. Commander Grant added, We've been given a chance to see the universe in ways humans never have. Athena's guidance is a bridge between what was possible a century ago and what we can achieve today. We carry not just knowledge, but the responsibility to act wisely. The transmissions to Earth continued, and the world began to absorb the implications. Scientists, engineers, and explorers marveled at the AI's foresight and the Persephone's preservation. New missions were planned based on Athena's data, with careful attention to risk management, energy efficiency, and sustainable exploration. Humanity's approach to space was transformed, shifting from recklessness and trial and error to precision, foresight, and collaborative reasoning. Elena and Kiran reviewed the AI's final logs from the Persephone. Athena had documented every adaptation, repair, and observation made over the past century. The AI had learned not only about space, but about human potential, creating a model that combined technology, morality, and foresight. It's incredible, Kiran said. Athena didn't just survive, it anticipated us, guided us, and left us with a blueprint for the future. The crew realized that the Persephone's century-long journey was not simply survival, it was mentorship. Athena had waited for humans capable of understanding its lessons, teaching patience, adaptability, and responsibility. Every hazard avoided, every signal recorded, and every repair performed was a deliberate preparation for the day humans would return. Commander Grant turned to the crew. This is what makes humans exceptional. The Persephone was built by humans, yet it survived because it carried human ingenuity into the future. Athena extended that ingenuity across a century, and now it is in our hands. We must honor that legacy by continuing responsibly. As the Odyssey continued toward Earth, the crew implemented Athena's guidance to optimize energy use, adjust trajectories, and anticipate gravitational disturbances. The AI's precise calculations allowed them to travel faster and more efficiently than any previous mission. Every adjustment, every maneuver, demonstrated the practical value of the century-old knowledge. Elena reflected on the broader implications. This isn't just about exploration, she said. Athena's teachings are about human capability. Survival in space isn't just technology. It's observation, reasoning, cooperation, and respect for the unknown. That is what the Persephone has shown us. Kieran nodded. And it's a reminder that human potential can endure even when circumstances seem impossible. A ship lost for a century has now become a guide, a teacher, and a bridge to the future. As Earth's orbit drew closer, the crew prepared for their return. They transmitted one final message from Athena, summarizing its observations and guidance. It emphasized the importance of patience, ethical use of technology, and careful exploration. Humanity had been given tools and knowledge, but the responsibility to act wisely rested entirely on human shoulders. Elena looked out at the approaching blue planet, feeling a mixture of awe and humility. We are about to return with a century of knowledge. The Persephone and Athena have trusted us with this. It's our job to ensure that humanity uses it for progress, not recklessness. Commander Grant smiled. We've learned from the past, adapted in the present, and now we carry lessons for the future. Athena prepared us, but humans are the ones who will continue the journey. That's what makes this human-focused mission special. The Odyssey entered Earth's orbit, and the crew initiated a controlled landing. As they descended, news transmissions began to broadcast across the planet. Humanity watched in wonder as the story of the Persephone was revealed. A ship lost for a century now sending guidance that would reshape space exploration forever. Scientists, engineers, and explorers rejoiced, inspired by the resilience and ingenuity that had allowed the Persephone to survive and communicate. Elena, Kieran, and Commander Grant were greeted as heroes, but they knew the true hero was Athena and the Persephone itself. We didn't just discover a ship, Elena said during a press briefing. We discovered a testament to human potential. The Persephone survived through intelligence, adaptability, and careful observation. Athena has prepared us to explore further, responsibly, and thoughtfully. This is a reminder that humans can endure, learn, and thrive, even across a century. In the days that followed, humanity began applying Athena's guidance. New spacecraft were designed using the Persephone's energy management techniques. Missions were planned using the AI's maps of safe pathways and resource zones. Exploration became more precise, more informed, and more ethical. The lessons of patience, observation, and responsibility spread across Earth's scientific community. Commander Grant addressed the team one evening, reflecting on their journey. Athena showed us that survival and progress require more than technology. They require reasoning, foresight, and collaboration. The Persephone waited a century for us, and now it is our turn to ensure that humans continue to rise to challenges, adapt to the unknown, and learn from experience. Elena added, The Persephone was built by humans, maintained by AI, and finally understood by humans. It is a cycle of human ingenuity extending across time. Athena has taught us that even the impossible can become real when humans are patient, observant, and responsible. As humanity prepared for the next wave of space exploration, the Persephone remained in orbit, silent but ever-present. It had fulfilled its purpose, guiding humans, sharing knowledge, and inspiring a new era of discovery. Athena, the AI that had evolved through a century of isolation, powered down its active systems but left a lasting imprint on humanity's understanding of space, survival, and the potential of the human mind. Elena watched the stars one final time from the Odyssey's observation deck. We've learned that humans can endure across time, adapt to challenges, and grow wiser. The Persephone has shown us that knowledge, patience, and foresight are as important as courage and technology. We are ready for the future. Commander Grant stood beside her, nodding. And the universe is waiting. Thanks to the Persephone and Athena, humanity has the guidance, understanding, and inspiration to rise to the challenge. This is what it means to be human, curious, resilient, and capable of greatness. The Odyssey's mission ended, but the legacy of the Persephone and Athena endured. Humanity now looked to the stars with renewed hope, armed with knowledge, experience, and the understanding that even a century-old ship could send a signal powerful enough to change the course of history. Humans had learned that perseverance, ingenuity, and ethical responsibility were the true keys to thriving in the universe. And so, a century-old ship had sent a new signal, impossible, yet real, and humanity answered, ready to continue the journey it had begun long ago.